This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, an old friend, Billy Baxter, Billy Bean Boy Baxter. We used to call him Bean Boy because Billy loved beans, really loved beans. That's all he ate was beans. He was a beanaholic. Navy beans, kidney beans, lima beans for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Billy's mom did her best to make Billy's meals normal. She made bean casserole, bean stew, bean omelets, and on special occasions, beans a la king. But there was one invisible problem. Invisible, but you sure knew it was there. It was what beans make you do. My mom used to call it passing wind. Man, I'd hate to get caught in one of Billy's windstorms. Billy would release his windstorm after he ate beans, which I already mentioned was every meal. The bad news was the house took on a permanent fragrance. The good news was they never had to call an exterminator. The house was permanently fumigated. So just about every evening, right after dessert, when Billy was finishing his bean pie, the whole family would don their gas masks. They had everything worked out, lived a normal family life, except for one little thing. After dinner, when they sat around watching TV, there was more than a family resemblance. You see, they all had gas mask faces. Then came that fateful day. Mr. Baxter, that'd be Billy's dad, was about to be awarded a citation. It seems his neighbor was overcome in her garage by carbon monoxide. Luckily, Mr. Baxter had his anti-Billy gas mask, which he used to save her life. Unfortunately, he came home without his gas mask, got one whiff of Billy's you-know-what, and went unconscious for 3 days. He recovered in time for the big awards ceremony. He'd be getting a plaque from the mayor at a fancy dinner. There were newspaper reporters, TV crews. Everybody was very excited. It was gonna be a big night. But Billy's dad was worried his son would gas the place and send all the big-shot guests running for their lives. So Mr. Baxter sat Billy down and made him an offer. If Billy would not eat beans at the dinner, he'd get a brand new dirt bike. It was something Billy wanted with all his heart. You see, dirt biking was something Billy could do with the other kids, being that you went dirt biking outdoors. Plenty of fresh air. And if you got yourself upwind of Billy, it was pretty bearable. Well, the night of the dinner, Billy tried to be good, but they happened to serve a lovely bean souffle. Billy couldn't resist. One little bite. What could that hurt? But yum, the bean souffle was irresistible. Billy ate all of his, and more. When his dad turned to greet the mayor, Billy ate his dad's souffle. Then he finished up his mom's portion. Like I said, Billy loved beans. As soon as the mayor began his speech, Billy's belly started to rumble. But he knew he had to control himself. There was the dirt bike to think of, and his father, who he didn't want to embarrass in front of the whole world. So he sat as stiff as he could, not moving a muscle. But the rumbling got louder and louder. Some people thought it was thunder and went to the windows to see if it was raining. Up on the stage, Billy's dad could hear that oh-so-familiar rumble. Billy was going to explode. As hard as he tried, Billy knew he couldn't fight the forces of nature. The mayor called Mr. Baxter to the podium and they posed. The TV news cameras rolled, which is exactly when Billy blew. The gas rushed out of him like a jet engine. Oh yeah, it was liftoff time. Billy got launched. He jetted around the ballroom like you let the air out of a balloon and it goes out of control. Well, there was Billy. Whoosh, bam, into the mayor. Whoosh, bam, into the mayor's wife. Whoosh, bam, into the ice sculpture. It looked like a hurricane it barreled through. Cops showed up, the fire department, and the emergency hazardous materials unit arrived to evacuate the entire neighborhood. That was a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Billy Baxter, who grew up to join the hazardous materials unit. Sure, for all the good work they do, but more important, he gets to wear one of those completely sealed biohazard suits, so he can eat as many beans as he wants and keep the after effect all to himself.